Hi everyone, I want to share 5 ways we can increase our effectiveness with virtual meetings. The first one is around structure. So leading up to the meeting, really make sure that you've got a good grasp on the technology platform that you're using, all the highs and lows, if there's potential limitations with the platform, so that you've got that set up ahead of time. I'd also suggest appointing a logistics person or a co-pilot that will help you run the meeting effectively. This person will help diffuse any questions or any glitches that maybe participants may be having so that you're not distracted or pulled away from the main topic of your meeting. This person can also help navigate chat rooms. If there's a question that you want to lob out to the group, they can type that up in the chat room and really make sure that people are engaging or participating. If you're getting responses, they can say, hey, you know what, we got a response from Jamie or from Sally, and then, obviously disperse those responses to you or sub-questions that may be coming through the chat room. They can also act as a timer. So if you're in a group share discussion or in some type of collaborative brainstorming think session, they can help give a time start or a time end to people just to make sure that there's a flow and a continuity and we're not losing engagement with various people on the call. They can help with other logistics like around mute functions and really making sure that whoever's speaking gets that full attention from the group and background noises are at a minimum. The second thing that I would probably recommend is before starting the meeting. So once everyone's been assembled and you've done your roll call and everyone's present, do some type of grounding activity or a clearing activity. And what I mean by that is it doesn't have to take very long. It could be 1 to 2 minutes. It could be a joke. It could be an opportunity for people to think through themselves about maybe their morning, a reflective point. It's not necessarily a group share time because we're going to talk about other things on the agenda, but this is an opportunity for them to whatever they're bringing forward into this call so they can be completely present. I like to do sometimes a meditation, whether it's 1 to 2 minutes, just a quick way to ground people into the present moment. Another activity could be just get everybody to stand up and do jumping jacks for 1 minute. Again, just get that adrenaline flowing and it shifts their thinking and gets them present into the topics at hand today. Before, again, getting into the bulk of the agenda and whatever objectives are set for that meeting is maybe you want to do a round of high fives. This is an opportunity to recognize your team members, get them to recognize each other. So really looking for good news stories. Maybe there was a problem or an issue with a customer and the fact that you've had to go remote and you really want to make sure that, you want to share that good news story about how you resolve the situation for a customer or for an employee. Whatever the situation is, to recognize those people. Give examples of where maybe people are pivoting or re-engineering or reinventing lines of the business and really ensuring that revenue is being driven or profit and expenses are being controlled. Give thank yous and appreciation. Give thank yous around the compassionate pieces, being able to juggle between family, working remote, servicing our customers. And maybe if people are putting in extra hours, extra time to help troubleshoot for other employees in the company, make sure that those people get acknowledged, thanked, and appreciated. Now, when you start getting into business check-ins and you want to see what's happening, really make sure that there's a clear guideline about learning, shares. Maybe there's a question or a thought that you want people to come to the meeting prepared to respond to. So it's always good to sort of send that out with the agenda and ask everyone to be prepared so that, we're not sitting through a bunch of ums and ahs and I didn't really think about that today. Ensuring that people have that chime so that, again, we keep the continuity of the conversation flowing. Really make sure that there's an opportunity to talk about what's working and help people ground in that space. It's really easy in this time to think about all the things that aren't working and where there's complications and headaches, but let's celebrate some of the things that are working and share that amongst the group. And then obviously talk about some of the areas that are complex. And maybe, again, that logistics person can help facilitate that with you so that if somebody is talking about an issue, not that it's going on too long or it's dragging on too long, but if there's a way that we can actually get it to a help situation, okay, you know what, it sounds, Bob, like you need to talk to Debbie. She's going to be the person that you need to talk to. Can you guys offline afterwards? And again, maybe that logistics person can help ensure that Debbie and Bob have the right email addresses and they can contact each other, whatever that may be. High five should also be something that's just implied and can be thrown in at any point in time. So it's not like it just has to be at the start of the meeting or at the end of the meeting. It could be, Brenda goes, she has her shares about what's working and what's not working. And I also want to recognize Sam because he was integral in helping me get X, Y, and Z done. So it should be sort of free for all as far as recognition or high fives throughout the meeting agenda. And then make sure that there's a wrap up around the agenda. So next steps, if there are some commitments that need to be made, some promises, some requests of people, make sure it's really clear about who's doing what and when they need to get back to that person. Because sometimes we'll jump off those calls and it'll be like, is Debbie actually going to get back to me, or am I getting back to Debbie? And so again, just to help kind of streamline that with groups, if there are any next steps, and be clear too, if people are asking any requests of you to make, that you've actually said, yes, I will do that, or I will get back to you Tuesday and let you know if I can do that request, and ensure that that's been closed off. Hopefully you find these tips helpful. Again, if anyone's looking for more logistical steps, I have a great number of colleagues that have been posting things. I can always go back and find that information and share it to you. Just reach out to me and I'll get you more information. Take care.